name is Dee. Thank you for watching. This video is going to be a compilation of my previous videos. Somebody needs to step up and take responsibility for Summer.
She's in Grandis's vehicle, and which, kind of confused me at first. Grandis's was ahead of it, so that's why she's in Grandis's. And so anyway, when she pulls up, she's on the phone with Donnie. But the first thing I said, Donnie's on the phone with her, and I didn't even realize the time, it just didn't hit me. But the first thing I said to Candace is, I heard her scream, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And Donnie says something like, so you're telling me somebody's taking my baby girl or something? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I didn't put it together, enough.
This story that they've told us for 4 years, it's just that. It's just a story. It's too good to be true. It's so well put together, it's too good to be true. It's a script.
She bought him drugs and done everything. Money, gave him money, everything. Her kids in that house, period. Went in and out that house as they pleased. And everything when they pleased. Down off the hill, towards the road, whenever they pleased. Oh man didn't steal any tools from he didn't steal any tools from him. Oh man, a lot of money for working for him that he never got paid. He's done that to a lot of people. A lot of people.
I wish that you would take my advice and please get off of these channels.
Okay. Hold on, I'm listening to you. Okay.
Hi, Dawn. I wanted to send prayers for Summer. And
okay. Awesome.
And
this is a very, very disrespectful man to everyone. He is very, very vile. And at the present, I'm basing my opinion on this video.
I know you think someone took her, and I want to know, specifically, is there anyone that you have in mind or a gut feeling? And what do you think should happen to that person?
If I knew specifically who took her, I would be straight up their ass right now. Wouldn't be good for them right now.
Candace, did you both get to call 911 or did just you call?
Oh, we both called.
You both talked to 911?
We haven't seen any evidence of Candace calling 911. The dispatcher said a parent called in, and that was Dawn. I want to see the whole 911 when it comes out.
You both got to talk to dispatch?
Yep.
I'd have to see and listen to the 911 transcript or 911 call to believe that.
I had to be dispatched from Jonesboro to Hawkins County because I was all the way in Jonesboro.
Summer was reported missing on June the 15th of 2021.
We know that she was taken off her property, and we know she was taken away in a vehicle, or they would have found her in the area if she was somewhere in the area. But who's responsible for her? We don't know.
I asked Dawn and Candace when was the last time they heard from investigators.
We haven't lately at all. It's been a while, over a year, I think.
Yes, they did talk to the police about some other kids being in their hotel room. It's too good to be true. From the get-go, it was too good of a story. They've managed to get away with it for 4 years. That's quite a long time. To not even, they haven't even said guilt with the little G. In Beach Creek, maybe it's better to have a friend than family. John said he don't know whose responsibility it is. It's him and his wife's responsibility That's a fact.
She was talking to him in May, like sexual.
See her around Hunter?
Hunter? Yeah, Hunter was around all the time. Him beer and stuff, and like, smoke pot with him and all that. No, sexual. She bought him drugs and done everything. Money, gave him money, everything.
4 years, and they've been bad part of it, but the part that they've been bad is more than the part that they've been good.
She never walked her kids in that house, period. Never. They went in and out that house as they pleased. Walk into the woods and everything when they pleased. Down off the hill, towards the road. If they're red-headed and green-eyed, they like them. And if they're blonde-haired and blue-eyed, they like them too.
I asked Don and Candace when was the last time they heard from investigators.
We haven't lately at all. It's been a while, over a year, I think.
And to tell you that I wish that you would take my advice and please get off of these channels.
Okay. Hold on, I'm listening to you.
She's not scared of the police. She was taunting the police. Like the prank phone call to Mary.
And it's weird he says evening, isn't it?
The sale brought a plethora of people to their door, confused about which piece of land was for sale, leading to a dispute of property lines.
The only dispute was in Jody Sue's mind. And then she pushed it off on Andy. An event had just went down in their neighborhood, and they were all nervous because they didn't know who Jackie Dobbs was. The next door neighbor property that she was talking about, Jackie Dobbs paid for it, and the deal was closed on June the 7th, 8 days before that day.
While we were out at one point doing survey lines.
There was no need to do survey lines. The land next door had already been sold 8 days before that. There was no need for Jody Sue to do survey lines because she didn't even own the property, nor did Andy Bernard own that property. They were in the midst of being kicked out themselves. Somebody paying Jody Sue to say this stuff, or is she really just saying it? What do y'all think? Leave me a comment. Let me know, please.
Survey lines, and there was a flash of a car that went up Candace and Donnie's driveway. Something about it struck me wrong.
She and her family
In my opinion, this whole story, this whole convoluted story we've been listening to for 4 years was made up.
Heard a truck door slamming and dismissed it as their neighbors. The next sound was harder to justify. About an hour and a half before Summer is thought to go missing.
According to what Jody Sue told Ansley Daniel, it would have been around 5 o'clock. That was the time she heard the scream. But we know it was 2 something, according to her text messages with Andy Bernard.
Jody Sue, her son, and her daughter heard something far more suspicious. A scream.
Stopped all 3 of us cold.
Her daughter was the first to go to the cabin door. Then all 3 were there, listening still.
We heard just this kind of shrill, almost animalistic scream.
Animalistic, but not an animal.
Knew it was, wrong. It wasn't a dog, it wasn't an animal.
That vigilance kicking into overdrive. Jody Sue and her son went out to look for the source of the scream.
My son and I decided to go out.
You told us you got in the creek before Candace even came down the driveway.
Back onto the bank, didn't see anything, didn't hear anything.
They went on with their evening.
Did y'all see that wood pile by Don Wells' mailbox? This is the first time in my entire life that I've ever seen a grown woman try to take the glory away from a little girl.
Evening, the kids returned to being kids. Jody Sue headed down her driveway around 6 to tend to flowers.
And
the old get some dirt under my fingernails in case I get caught trick. Is that what it was? Because both Jody Sue and Candace said they planted flowers that day, and Grandis too.
At this point, I start hearing Candace hollering for Summer. And then my brain immediately went, scream early.
Jody Sue was the first to hear those calls and the first.
Damn, Jody Sue's always got to take the credit for everything, man, in this case. You'd almost think it was her child that got vanished.
First to join the search for Summer.
I dropped my purse. I tried to yell up at Candace. I was like,
I don't even have the words. I'm word struck right now. How egotistical can one human being be? Well, which is it? You told Ansley Daniel that you tried to call up to Candace, but in that story, you said you were wading in the creek and climbed up the bank when you saw the truck and had a full-fledged conversation with Candace Bly as she was talking to Donnie. Now, which is it? You tried to call her, or you had a full-fledged conversation?
Wasn't too far in when I hear a car coming down Candace's driveway. And her talking to somebody, which I assume was somebody in the car with her. But as I hear her getting closer, I come back out of the creek and jump up. Out of, and then into the roadway.
She's saying that she was down in the creek and she could hear Candace and somebody talking before Candace even came down the driveway.
And she's in Grandis's vehicle. And which, kind of confused me at first. Grandis's was ahead of it, so that's why she's in Grandis's. And so anyway, when she pulls up, she's on the phone with Donnie. Donnie's on the phone with her, and I didn't even realize the time. It just didn't hit me. But the first thing I say to Candace is, I heard her scream, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And then I realized Donnie's on the phone. And Donnie says something like, so you're telling me somebody's taking my baby girl or something? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I didn't know, I didn't put it together, enough time, right? I was like, because the first thing she says to me is, we're talking together, basically, which is, I'm saying I'm sorry, and she's like, Summer's missing.
Jody Sue doesn't love Summer. Down inside, she detests Summer for some reason. Anger in her for Summer for some reason. She's not for Summer, never has been. She's not for missing kids either. She just wants to be an authoritarian. She portrays to me to have power over Candace Bly for some reason. I wonder what's the reason for that. I can't wait to see this play out in a court of law.
I started looking.
Jody Sue searched one side of a creek, Summer's brothers the opposite side.
And you gave statements to the police, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Jody Sue had been interviewed many times by investigators, bringing up the scream often. But the sheriff doesn't believe the scream is related to the disappearance of Summer Wells.
She's been interviewed numerous times by not only my agency, but the TB. Find anything with that complaint or information related to this case.
Jody Sue wishes she could go back to just a short time before Summer disappeared and before the scream she believes was Summer.
I wish every day that when I heard that scream, I hadn't tried to dismiss it.
Referencing the work of the FBI, TBI, and his own deputies, Hawkins County Sheriff Ronnie Lawson reiterated in an interview the same week as Jody Sue's that investigators have found absolutely no proof that an abduction has taken place.
I've had enough. I've had enough of that cursed ass road, the people on it, the people around it, all the bullshit. Fucking abusers, monsters, pieces of shit. I've tried very hard. All since day one, June 15th, 2021. To keep certain shit to myself. To keep Tragedy Pimpville from getting a hold of it. Trying to keep Dawn and Candace from getting a hold of parts of it because, some people weren't paying attention to, well, really anything because they were too busy playing fucking patty cake with fucking tragedy pimps over here. During all this time, we've also had our own abuser and situation and circuses to deal with. and a Bride of Frankenstein little monster to contend with, while Tragedy Pentville has piled on and eaten us alive. Turned, twisted, narratives, targeted, especially my children, and I've taken it all in order to protect a lot of everything around Summer's case, the pieces, parts. There have even been times that I and others have directed the targeting at me so that others will be left alone. As I've hunted these tragedy pimps and what they've done, not just to Summer's case, but to so many since Watts Forward, Idaho, the whole nine, and to get something truly done. All right. While I've watched as they've been allowed to run amok around our lives and tamper with, where he says that on the evening Summer vanished. And it's weird he says evening, isn't it? Here's where I'm at tonight. I really don't know how many more shits I have left to give. Right? Not broken. Spirit's not broken. I'm not decimated as a human being, but I am quite pissed off as a mother who actually does love and care for her children and always has, and the worst fucking storm, circuses, abuse under fucking the sun. And it's still yet occurring to us because of Tragedy Pentville and everybody else in the whole world being okay with women and children continuing to be abused, applauding it, and
You act like you got balls, but why don't just one of y'all grow a set and tell us what happened?
But I'm not broken. Not decimated, not destroyed. My spirit is just fine and intact, but it's not. I am quite pissed as a mother. When he was partially been here to protect her children from the world and false accusations and bullshit, and the manipulation and the way this place pulls you in and you don't even realize the game at first, and how they hunt you down within minutes of Amber Alerts being released, and then you've got next door neighbors who conveniently helping it on. Ex-pseudo, not cheering it on, being stupid enough to take on. And then you've got 2 days and people being recorded about us screaming and all these things. Neighbors being recorded talking about us in 2 days, and then turning cameras to where we lived on purpose and telling me in the road, oops. And like always, I really honestly, truly do try to keep all of us separate. In a great many ways. I don't ever really give a flying shit what other parties are doing online, what they're saying. I try not to listen, to keep myself just with truth, what we know here, not with tragedy pimp manipulation of others on panels because they're bad for it, but some also play into it and allow it to happen. I don't know why. I don't know why in the fuck a great many people don't get on their own damn platforms and speak about Summer instead of having to play patty cake with tragedy pimps, but that's just how some are. Really wanted to do right by Summer. When you get on your own damn platform and speak, why does everybody always got to have their damn hand held by a tragedy pimp? Why they got to visit? Why does any of this shit occur? Why do you need nerds? Why do you need tragedy pimps to play patty cake with? You don't get on your own platform and speak about fucking Summer. That's how you speak silly about her instead of whining about how they want to speak about her. Right? Get up on your own, fund whatever, instead of sitting on panels where those people roll in fucking cash on your name while you're standing there and they lead you into narratives and everything else and just dig for salacious shit and Jerry Springer. Whatever they're right. Here's where I'm at. And you'd think any good media manager would definitely do that and tell you that, but it appears none are in sight, really. Never have been, because that's probably not their actual intent around anything. Weird this all down. Y'all can call it quince. I do try to keep everybody safe. Try not to listen. I don't really care because it's always been what it's been, and I prefer to stick with what's happened in real life, what happens here locally and in the community, and the word and the truth, actual witnessing of and hearing and all that. And I don't want it mixed in or shit screwed up as time goes along. It's a way of keeping us quote pure of the bullshit, right? But I tell you what, this right here, and there was something said.
See, you can't stay away from it. You dwell on it.
Once again, I think by Josh. I was watching the lab earlier. Got about 4 minutes into that shit. I was like, what? Excuse me? And I kind of know. There's some other stuff throughout the day. I was like, Used him and all my stolen shit off of Facebook where Squall was placed because Candace asked me to fucking let her on my Facebook. A couple weeks later, she then goes about blackmailing me with my fucking son and then making him look like something if we didn't cooperate or shut.
How do you make somebody look like something? Because if they don't look like that to begin with, people aren't going to look at it that way. How do you make somebody look like something? Well, you put them in a uniform for one thing, then they look like something. You can't make a person look like something if they didn't do it. The guilty have fear of the unknown. They also have fear about the known.
The only people I've ever tried to protect my son from is this place and our abuser. So no, it ain't funny the mama bear is a little pissed. Or that Cam and Tiffany Marie and everybody else worked together to try to make it.
You won't stand up for Summer Jody Sue, then why the hell are you here? And Ronnie Lawson said everyone was a suspect, not one excluded.
Well, it's sus because of some fucking bullshit. Months after Summer vanishes, on a road we lived on properties where dogs crossed and everything else, and we sent our sons back and forth to do certain things. Yeah, real fucking sus, huh? No, it's sus. It looks whatever because of their fucking errors. Jody Sue's only tried to protect her child from this place. This place and this place only. And monsters swirling around us our entire lives. Like our own monster. Monster's parents. Half of them on that fucking road. Tragedy pimps, blackmailers, criminals. They're fucking narratives like PG.
Weird that she would have put him in the military now and everything else.
Hey PG, get this, you dumb cow. You can't put somebody in the military. And as on my videos, y'all can clearly see, the day he signs, I'm clearly not anywhere near him. Okay? I'm real sick of that.
You know, I've been studying this case for quite some time now, along with every other creator and a lot of people that are very interested in Summer Wells. I detect danger right here. Will Robinson, danger, danger, danger. This is a very critical point in her narrative, in her words, in her testimony. This is a critical point that needs further investigated by the proper law enforcement agencies. I saw Sloan Bella's video on Summer Wells many times, and at this point, I estimate that Sloan Bella has about 70% of what she said is true. We see it come to life before our very eyes. Or, on the contrary, we see it go to the grave before our very eyes.
Nobody placed my son in the military. You can't put somebody in the military. But I'm glad that he's wearing a uniform, so you dumb son of bitches who hide behind these...
Just like you can't make them look like something.
Icons can slander and harass and, whatever you want to him. You and your own free fucking speech, but let me tell you, you have the right to free speech, but not the consequences of what I hear.
Out as oneself. They don't know how to really love and care about someone else. They don't know how to, they don't know how to whether.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Oh, not much. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. Me and Trevor's up there talking about the traffic stuff.
I've been listening. I'm hoping it's rain. I don't know that that's sad. So sad. It's horrible. A little kid shouldn't have to go through stuff like that.
Just watch the actions of her and watch her expressions on her face. What is wrong with this lady? What is the problem with her? There's something lurking in the shadows right here, and it kind of scares me to find out what it is. For real, there's something right here lurking, right here. I see a lot of suppression right here. Suppression and anger And Janelle, let's see, it looks like.
Honestly, though, I don't doubt that all things are being done on purpose to get this reaction, and I really don't care. I really don't.
We pray that that's not what's happening, though.
So far, I'm like, well, yeah, truth. Some of our worst thoughts, right? What could still be happening to Summers? That's the agony of every day.
People don't take kids for good reasons, you know what I mean? Usually, 90-some-odd% of the time, it's for a bad reason. They make them, you know?
No,
That's
Yeah.
We've agreed on that since day one, June 15th. Random Tuesday, 2021.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you believe, like, that Jody's son?
And it's weird, the first question, right, out of Salted Earth Slug's mouth. First words, man, soap eater over there times 9,000. It's weird. It's my name again, right? Weird, ain't it?
No, Jody Sue, you got that wrong. It wasn't your name. It's son's name that came out of her mouth first.
Do you find it funny that she tried to protect him so much? Do you find it funny? I mean, you live right across the road from them. Did you not find it weird that she has put him in the military now and everything else?
Critical point number 2. Look how angry she got with one sentence. As soon as she realized what that sentence was, she got angry. When the cactus pricks, there must be a cactus playing around. If you get a rose thorn in your finger, you're probably reaching in the rose bush for a rose.
It's weird. The only thing I've ever tried to protect my son from is this place.
Critical point number 3. This subject is a touchy subject with her. She does not want to talk about it and tries to push it off to the side. I detect something right here that we've not even been told yet. Some pact between her and Candace.
Narratives. Bullshit. My son, since day one, has cooperated fully with feds, law enforcement, profilers, has offered, just like I have, a polygraph. I've always, and I've heard both be told with me they are not suspects. Witnesses, yeah, but I must be a hotwire.
Jody Sue, you posted it to Facebook and Squall grabbed it and posted it to YouTube. That's what happened. And you didn't make no money off of it. That's what you're mad about.
The only people I've ever tried to protect my son from are these fucking cretins on YouTube. Squall, as she, Benny Keys, Tiffany Marie, Fizzle, all them.
You sat there for 4 years and mumbled YouTube. And your daughter's been there listening to it. You know what damage that could cause her? She's been listening to that stuff for 4 whole years. You subjected your kids to this.
Used him and all my stolen shit off of Facebook where Squall was placed because Candace asked me to fucking let her on my Facebook. A couple weeks later, she then goes about blackmailing me with my fucking son and then making him look like something if we...